Hey, welcome back. Today we have a match against the Smoke Igniter, and look at that right there. Fortress, Cresselia, Jirachi. Oh my god, this team. Thank god that do have a Magnezone to kinda force him into making some very important decisions, but that team is hard, and somehow I'm gonna need to manage. So I'm gonna lead with Rotom. He's gonna expect me to predict him to lead with Fortress, of course, or Jirachi, or anything of that sort that I can trap. He's gonna protect the Scout. In case I go for the Trick, he doesn't want to switch out to anything else, just in case. I'm gonna go for the Willow. Kinda go for the Volt Switch first turn, just give him thinking I'm Choice Scarf. And yeah, just stay in just to see what kind of move he's gonna go for next. Maybe in case he's got T-Wave or Toxic, I'm a Lumberry Resto, so I can probably take whatever he has to dish at me and then proceed to recover on top with the rest and Lumberry afterwards. But he goes for Simon Toss, and that's okay, I guess. That's fine. I can deal with that. But we're gonna switch out to our Repulsion, our Conkeldurr, and this thing is probably gonna switch out. He will most likely switch out to Crest or Fortress. I'm kinda going towards Crest because Fortress doesn't really appreciate Drain Punch as much as Crest does. So I do make a double switch and afterwards proceed to go for E-turn just to get some damage. And this is crazy. This Cresselia is on steroids. What in the world is that? That's not normal. This is of course Choice Scarf and Jolly, but that's U-turn and that's super effective. That doesn't even do half to a Cresselia. That doesn't even look like a free shot, like a solid free. Was that absolute minimum? I'm kinda guessing it was. But with a reflect, if it's not a free shot with a reflect, it's not even a 6 shot. 6 hit KO. That's right. Now that is completely ridiculous. But anyways, Heatran coming in. I'm gonna go for the Toxic. He goes for Reflect, switches out to Chansey. I'm gonna go for the Toxic in case. So he's gonna need to play Aromatherapy as I switch out. So he's not gonna do anything, any sort of shenanigans at my way. So that's okay. I don't need to fear too much. That's pretty much the reason I Will-O-Wisp at the first hand against the Chansey, to kind of force it to heal Bell. You know, to do all the cleric stuff as I switch out, but then he's Simon Toss on top of it all, predicting the stats. You know how it works. I kind of want to cripple it down. That's pretty much the only thing I can do. I only have some Pokemon to handle that guy, and if I lose those and I rely on special attackers, then he wins the match. Chansey can stall all of them. But for now, I'm gonna U-turn as he switches out to Jirachi. But that's okay, I can switch out to Rotom and proceed to go for the Volt Switch afterwards. Will-O-Wisp first hand just to burn it again. You know what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to force his Chansey to go for a Cleric move afterwards to support his teammates, his fallen teammates, and that's gonna make me get into a good position. But the guy makes an excellent move by going for the U-turn. I was so close. Seeing that U-turn, I was so close predicting it, but then again, what's there to do? You know, I can at least go to Magnezone and not force his Fortress to come in afterwards and all the other stuff that may have happened. In this case, Ursaring comes in. This is Trick Room, ladies and gentlemen. That is Guts Ursaring, the power like no other, the terror that is the bear. And that one is no exception. That thing, a grizzly bear, destruction upon everything. Anyways, we're facing that guy, being ready to kick some ass. I'm gonna need to switch out. He's gonna go for the Facade. Oh, I actually pronounced those things back in the days. Facade. Let's go. Anyways, the sun is shining. It's strong. It's actually pretty warm, and Scizor doesn't like it, so he's gonna be taken down. It was the sun, ladies and gentlemen. It was not the grizzly bear. It was the sun. Blame the sun. It was sun's fault. He's burnt. Look at that. His bear is on fire, but it's okay. He's got guts, of course. He probably has guts. I mean, with Trick Room, it kind of makes sense. But I was trying to stall him down, bullet punches to go even further down the drain. That was my main plan, main concern. Taking him out, and luckily it did kind of work out. In case some injuries were done, of course, some Pokemon need to fall down for the greater good of your team. A Volt Switch on the Chansey. I didn't feel like this was a appropriate switch just because you don't want to give me switch advantages right now. You want to preserve your Chansey as much HP as possible. So I'm gonna go to my Dragonite straight off Outrage. I guess he was predicting me to Fire Punch, predicting the Fortress, being that I'm probably banded. Or just go to Cresselia, predicting the Dragon Dance, then go for the Reflect afterwards. Know that he can take Outrage after that easily enough, because this is Bandit Outrage. Cresselia takes that very well, but not as well, because well, at full HP he would probably take 2, but Fortress doesn't really like that damage, and he's gonna go for the Stealth Rocks, which is gonna make Dragonite a little bit crippled, but Dragonite is just here to kind of break walls, and Extreme Speed to kind of outspeed all the fast Pokemon for the last time stand against the other threats. But for now, Outrage is a 2-shot. I was kind of fearing the Volt Switch, the possibility of him going for a Volt Switch, but this switch was very predictable. I am confused. Of course he's going to see it coming. He's going to take this opportunity to go to Chansey, try to Wish Bash, try to do something supportive with his teammates. And I'm going to take this opportunity to go to Dragonite. He's got 2 very offensive Pokemon that tends to work under Trick Room. We create minus speed and all that negative going to positive under Trick Room and so forth. But the problem, of course, being that in this case, I know he's gonna play in it supportive, and he's not gonna go for any form of offense like Silent Toss and so forth. So I can go for the Outrage and try to cripple him. Now he's gonna go for Protect, and I believe if I get Confusion, I'm not too sure how this one works, but I've heard if you Protect on the turn that Dragonite would have normally confused himself, then it actually just takes it away, and there is no confusion going on. So I'm gonna go for the Outrage. Fortunately, Chansey doesn't appreciate taking the Outrage at that amount of HP he was at, so Chansey unfortunately being taken down. That is a sight to behold. It always makes me a happy camper seeing Chansey be taken down like that. It was great. But right now, of course, the egg being taken down, here comes the Jirachi. I'm gonna go for Outrage, just doing some damage. He's gonna go for the Trick Room, his final Trick Room, and this is incredibly dangerous. He's got the Victini at his hands. I don't have multi-scale anymore. There is so much I can do, but at the same time so little, because Victini is at full HP. I cannot rely on Extreme Speed alone. I will need to wear him down. That is the only form of offense and defense I can pull off right now in order to handle him. He still have a couple of Pokemon, but Extreme Speed Dragonite is the thing I'm really looking forward to right now. I'm really relying on, and we're gonna see. So I'm gonna switch out to Rotom. He's gonna make a better move. He didn't go for the weak rate, I guess. Dragonite, maybe, no, I don't believe Dragonite would have taken that. But then again, maybe he's no, he's probably not confused about my EV spread. I mean, it was kind of obvious that actually he may have think that HP investment, and then again I already took a couple of damages, so pretty sure he was just weak rate now just in case. I guess he was trying to weak rate because probably has the minus nature, 0 IVs and speed, so he may just outspeed my Repulsion afterwards. I'm not too sure how much Victini speed is at with -1 and all those minuses at speed, but I'm gonna go to Heatran. I had 2 options here, to go to Magnezone and then switch out to Heatran, or go to Repulsion and switch out to Heatran. In the end I decided to go to Repulsion and switch out to Heatran, because that's probably gonna give him a little bit more thinking if I'm gonna make a switch to Heatran, because going to Magnezone, it's kinda obvious that he's gonna be great, so a banking of Absorbment with Heatran as a bait is a little bit more obvious than switching out to Repulsion and having that as a bait for Recreate. But I do switch out on the appropriate time. Recreate give me some power. I'm gonna just Flame Throw away, doing some mass amount of damage against the Victini there. And next turn switches out to Cresselia, which really doesn't appreciate this flamethrower all that well. I mean, he's doing a lot, but I have Toxic and Fortress cannot come in. His main 2 walls were crippled down, and after that stuff were looking pretty bad for him. His Ursaring was already heavily damaged, his Victini was already heavily damaged, their Extreme Speed Dragonite with an easily clean house. He already understands that I had the game in the bag, so he decided to run an early run, but I acknowledge that he actually decided to make such decision because he kind of saved us some time. As you can see, the game would have gone into my favor from that point on. So yes, that's gonna be the game for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed as much as I did. Good game to my opponent, and that's gonna be it for today. Until next one, guys, peace out.